The two atom bombs had been dropped. And right away the rumors were going mad that something was going on, that Japan might surrender.
It was devastating. It was terrible. The only one and only time that the hydrogen atom bomb's been dropped. Well, if we hadn't dropped it, I mean, yeah, who knows what the world would be like? Because it saved a lot of our boys' lives. There would have been many more boys killed in the Second World War.
We had to go to camp, and my sister explained why we were in camp. I thought, oh my God, they think I'm a Jap. And my sister said that that we're really Americans, but we look Japanese. And that's why we were put in the camps, because they thought we would be spies for the Japanese government.
And then we set sail in a convoy for Tokyo. And it was about a 3-day trip. We anchored in Tokyo Harbor. And this was probably mid-morning, 9 o'clock or thereabouts. And the bay was filled with ships. And I'm estimating there were 30,000 troops on those ships waiting to go ashore when the surrender document was signed. And off in the distance you could see the battleship Missouri. That's where MacArthur was. And we couldn't see what exactly went on there. We were too far away, but later you saw it in the newspapers. And MacArthur was on the foredeck with a corncob pipe, and the little Japanese prow came out, and the Japanese people that were surrendering were dressed formally with black top hats, and they climbed on board the ship and signed the surrender document.
When they dropped the bombs, we knew that was going to be the end of the war, but we didn't know exactly when. But it was utter chaos there. They were opening the windows, throwing out waste paper baskets just full of stuff.
VJ Day happened, and we were still in camp, and we thought, oh, good, great, we're going to get out of camp, you know, and everything would be fine, and my dad would get to start his business again, and all the things would happen. Well, they gave each person $7 each when we left camp, so there was very, very little money, because everything had been confiscated and taken away at the beginning of the war. And we still had no sponsor, so we were sort of stuck there.
I'm an 83-year Rosie. They taught you what to do, and I was in the department where we made gasoline tanks for P-38s. And it was, I don't know, I remember 15 or so plies of different rubbers that we would put on. And then the last ply that went on was a special one, and that was another team that did that. Us novices didn't get to put that one on. But
was it all women in there?
In the department I was in, yeah. And then as the plies would dry, and they would take it to another department when it was good and dry, and then that's when they'd start hitting it with a big old hammer, rubber. You could hear them all over the plant, breaking it down.
The whole sky was kind of filled with airplanes. And the minute the peace treaty was signed, why, we hoisted anchor and docked at Yokohama. And we lowered the gangplank and went ashore on the pier, and it was the Yokohama harbor was totally destroyed.
They just wanted everybody out of these camps, relocated back into society. And so we were really happy, and Ebe came and took us out, put us in this place, and our reaction to VJ Day was great, great, great. You know, we're finally going to get out of camp, but it was a long process.
I was angry, you know, at the Japanese, and yet I ended up working with them, and they're lovely people.
And as we drove out of Yokohama, yes, the road was lined with curious Japanese looking. And they looked very peaceful. The only bad one I can remember was an old lady, and she looked at us and spit. And that was the only reaction we ever had.
Oh, I just said, oh God, you know, I can be 150% American again. And you know, I had planned for that day that we were going to leave camp.
And to this day, I guess I should be thankful for that, because I'd have been in combat if it hadn't been for that. We'd have been going ashore in Japan itself.
And that would have been.
That would have been a nasty invasion, yeah.